Hello, everyone. Have you ever struggled with learning vocabulary or memorizing new terms, only to forget them a few days later? What if I told you there's a low-tech method that can help you retain words long-term without repetitive drilling? Well, today we're going to dive into the gold list method, a creative, stress-free way to master vocabulary. So what exactly is the gold list method? The gold list method was developed by David James, a polyglot who wants to make language learning more natural and enjoyable. The concept is simple. It leverages how your brain works to help you remember words over time without constant repetition or cramming. You need 3 A4 size lined notebooks, and you start on a double page separated into sections A, B, C and D. You can label these 3 notebooks bronze, silver and gold. You start by writing down 24 new vocabulary words in section A in your bronze notebook. And these 24 words are called your head list. Ideally, you put them into phrases because your brain will remember the vocabulary in context better than individual words. Also in context, you don't even need to write a translation. Take your time, write the words by hand, no typing. And do this mindfully. Be 100% aware of what you're writing. Remember the feel of your pen on the page, and adding some colour can also help the memories. Then do nothing. Go about your daily business for the next 2 weeks. Do not look at the list in that time. After 2 weeks, you go back to review those words, and here's the key. Instead of trying to force them into memory, you let your brain naturally decide which words it remembers. You then distill the list, removing 30% of the words. If there is more than 30% that you don't remember, then combine those words into phrases with others. You must distill by 30% from 24 to 17. Write out these 17 on the opposite page in section B. Then do nothing for 2 weeks and review and distill by 30% and put in section C. Then 2 weeks later, section D. You can start a complete new head list every day if you like. The first will be numbered 1 to 24, the next 25 to 49, the next 50 to 74, and so on. But each head list must have a new double page in your bronze notebook. After you distill 3 times and fill section A, B, C and D in the first notebook, you put the 30% from section D into your new notebook, your silver notebook, and a new head list in section A. You should have about 9 words from section D, less if you remembered more than 70% of the words. Then add to those words from your other head lists until you have around 24 words, and continue this process. Why does this method work? It plays into a principle called spaced repetition, but with a twist. Unlike traditional spaced repetition systems that demand constant active recall, the gold list method takes advantage of passive, natural memory retention. Over time, your brain naturally stores what it deems important. Think of it like a mental filing cabinet. Your brain files away the most important words without you even realizing it, whilst it lets go of what's less essential, all without cramming or stressing out. One very important thing to mention is that you must date each list to make sure you leave at least 2 weeks before you review it. Why 2 weeks? Well, it's thought that after 2 weeks, anything in your short-term memory should have gone, and only long-term memory remains. So you are removing the words that are actually in your long-term memory already, and just keeping the words that have not made it there yet. Each time you distill the list, you're giving your brain a chance to naturally forget and retain. So don't rush the process. It's all about long-term natural learning. To make the gold list method work for you, here are a few more tips. Number 1, be consistent. Stick to reviewing your lists every 2 weeks, but don't stress if you need to adjust the timeline. Now, you could end up with a list that you look at every day, but each time it must be 2 weeks since you looked at that particular list. Personalize your lists. Make it fun by using colourful pens or adding decorations or something visual to your lists. Be patient. The gold list method is not a quick fix. You're in it for long-term retention, not overnight success. Make the notebooks part of your method. Choose notebooks with covers that appeal to you. Make sure they are lined and not grids. You must be able to read and write in them easily. Remember, this method is all about making learning enjoyable and stress-free. Embrace the process, and before you know it, you'll have strong vocabulary. That's the gold list method, a simple, effective way to learn vocabulary at your own pace. I hope you found this method helpful. If you try it out, let me know how it goes in the comments below. The gold list method gives you freedom in language learning. No pressure, no stress, just letting your brain do its natural work. So grab 3 notebooks, get started and watch your vocabulary grow. Remember, English might be your passport to a promotion. Bye for now. Thank you for watching.